I don't see nothing wrong with a little stressful time.
A new watch?
Yeah. Gift from on high. Your brother.
What's wrong with that?
I like my old watch. Is it so wrong to want to be a normal couple with a normal life and a normal watch?
No, it's not wrong, but it is impossible. But if it helps, this knighthood will make us more normal than ever.
So you gonna tell me what happened to your arm?
There's just a little cut I got on one of my missions. It's fine, Jasper.
No, it's not fine. These missions aren't a good idea.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you think you're helping people, but you're not. Most of these people are probably just scamming.
They're good people. They just need a little bit of help.
Okay. Well, I think that's a little naive.
Or maybe it's just not cynical. This is the first time in my life I felt like I'm actually making a difference. Don't shit on it and call me naive.
I have done everything you and your family have asked me. All of it. I'm asking you to do one thing for me. This needs to stop.
With all due respect, Jasper, you may have been my bodyguard and you may currently be my boyfriend, but you're not my boss. So I won't stop, and don't tell me what to do.
You're going in shady neighborhoods. You're breaking and entering. You're putting yourself in harm's way.
I'm putting some good into the world.
Well, there are other ways to do that.
This is my way, and I do what I want.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, it is right. It's so sexy when you're angry. We should probably fight more often.
I'll have to come up with something else to cheer Grace up being Robin Hood.
Well, I didn't agree to that at all. I thought you were the one who was going to back off.
So we're still fighting.
Yeah, we're still fighting. And not so we can just do this again.
Have you ever thought about why sex after an argument seems like the best sex? Well, if you're curious, follow me down the Rainbow Brick Road to find out. Before I get back to angry sex, I would like to point out a few important events. World War II occurred from September 1st, 1939 until September 2nd, 1945. Following the end of the World War, after the troops made their way home, there was a sharp rise in childbirths between the years 1946 and 1964. This led to a historical 76 million births during that time frame. They are known as the baby boomers. This number is second only to the number of children of which the baby boomers bore, 78 million. Russell. On October 17, 1989, a magnitude 7.1 earthquake hit the San Francisco Bay Area, killing 67 people and causing more than $5 billion in damage. Info, please. Also, there was a Category 5 hurricane, dubbed Hurricane Hugo, that swept through the South Carolina in 1989. Skelfo. Following these tragic events, in 1990, an impressive 4.2 million births were recorded, just shy of the 4.3 million observed in the year 1961, when it was predicted that there would only be 3.7 million births. Spears Mendes. On September 11, 2001, the entire country was devastated after the Twin Towers were destroyed by aircrafts. The following year, there were a record number of pregnancy tests ordered, there were 40% more deliveries scheduled the following summer, and the book What to Expect When You're Expecting sold out 42 times. Scalpel. In 2005, there were a series of events that occurred in the United States. In mid-February, there were a series of storms that caused flooding, landslides, and avalanches in California. In early August, wildfires burned 37,000 acres in southeastern Washington. In late August, who can forget, Hurricane Katrina, which took the lives of 1,800 people and caused over $130 billion in damage. and in late September, Hurricane Rita swept through Texas and Louisiana. Info, please. The next year, in 2006, an explosive 4.3 million births were recorded, the largest number in the U.S. since the post-World War II baby boom 50 years earlier. Magazine. Well, that was depressing to think about. So, what was the point of this journey through this tragic past? Well, there is a correlation between stress-related emotions and sexual desire. It is scientifically proven that the hormones released during sexual arousal are chemically similar to those released during upsetting situations. That's right. Your mind tricks you into thinking you're sexually aroused because it gets confused by the fact that the same hormones are released when you're stressed. According to Psychology Today, strong sexual desire, although hardly what most of us would think of as survival mode or fight or flight response, has also been shown, perhaps surprisingly, to activate all the main components of the so-called stress response. What may, therefore, happen biochemically in the brains of people who are noticeably anxious or afraid, for example, is that the stress hormones released in the brain by the anxiety or fear may mingle with and enhance the effects of the stress hormones and other neurochemicals that are involved in sexual desire. Since all survival mode states appear to release stress hormones in the brain, any such state can therefore potentially become confused with sexual desire or can heighten any authentic sexual attraction or desire that may already exist. Thus, if at least some other factors, such as raw physical appeal, are present that attract two people to each other, stress hormone from survival mode states they may be experiencing can potentiate the stress hormones from the actual sexual attraction and generate an extra charge that may masquerade as love or as an intense, extra special attraction. Montgomery, PhD. While certain events happening can lead to great stress, I believe it is also important to note that an event not happening, such as birth, can also cause a great deal of stress for a nation.
Now, we've all been familiar with that term baby boom. Well, nearly half the countries in the world are facing what's being described as a baby bust. Now, that means they're having insufficient children to maintain their population size. This comes from a new report out today in the journal The Lancet, which finds that there's been a remarkable global decline in the number of children that women are having. Let's get some detail on that, because our reporter Katie Silver has been looking at the article in The Lancet and working it out. More than half the countries in the world. I mean, that's big, Katie.
It's huge. So, as you say, remarkable decline. Even the researchers who specialise in this topic were shocked by the results. And they say we're heading to a point where perhaps grandchildren may outnumber grandparents. It's a really big issue. So, David, what they did is they looked at the data from 1950 to 2017. Basically, in 1950, your average woman was having 4.7 children. Just less than 70 years later, they're having about 2.4 children on average. And as you say, that is less than the replacement rate. So
The replacement rate is what, then?
2.1 to 2.2.
Right.
But, for example, in countries that have higher rates of child mortality, they also need to have slightly more than this 2.1, 2.2 number. So back in 1950, 0 countries had this problem. Now, as you say, about half the world's countries facing it.
It's interesting. It's the sort of thing that the Western world, Western Europe in particular, has been familiar with for a long time. It feels like there's a bit of an explosion going on here in other parts of the world. But what do they put it down to?
Right, so yes, as you say, across Europe, no country is actually having enough children. Australia, it's a big problem. The US, even parts of, for example, developed economies in Asia, Taiwan, South Korea, Singapore, huge issues there. They put it down to, in part, women's education growing, so the opportunity cost of them going out of the workforce and having more children is higher. Women who are having children are having less, so they're having more like 1 or 2 rather than 3, 4 or 5. There's a number of, a multitude of reasons. Again, child-friendly policies. So, for instance, if, both culturally and if the policies aren't effective for women to, return to the younger workforce, there's again a huge opportunity cost in having children, and people putting it off till later.
There is this sort of, it's a contradiction, isn't it, that we worry so much about the explosion of the human population on the planet, and then as soon as there's a story like this comes out, there's another very good reason to worry.
It's a real concern because what it's going to do is it's going to push the age in which we can retire later and later. So, for example, here in the UK, it's 68 now. But if you don't have the growing labour force in order to pay for people to retire, people are going to be working longer, expected to be productive longer, and we're living longer. So it's sort of a catch-22 where all the factors combine to quite a drastic circumstance.
Okay, Katie, thanks very much for that.
The reason why I chose to research this, you ask? I really hope I'm not the first one to tell you this, but we're currently involved in a stressful, tragic situation. The coronavirus, or COVID-19 pandemic. According to the past and scientific evidence, there will more likely be a baby boom coming in the near future due to stress levels created by the pandemic. It is probable that libidos will rise to record heights following the release of this tension. Get ready to become used to the beautiful joy of a child's laughter in the coming years. Thank you.